It's HPP Treasure Talk. It's HPP Treasure Talk. It's HPP Treasure Talk.
HPP Treasure Talk is a webcast created by Shay
It's
Irvin,
HPP
the author
Treasure
of his
Talk.
Purple Peculiar Treasure trilogy. This platform was created to honor leaders who are making positive impacts in society and are truly set apart and set aside from the rest. These leaders are given space to share their experiences and achievements in hopes to inspire others to make their own footprint on the world. It's HPP Treasure Talk, and here is your host, Shay.
It's HPP Treasure Talk.
Y'all, we back. Thank you for coming. We are here. It's episode 21. Y'all, run them up. I did not think we would be here and doing it for this many episodes, but I'm going up. Y'all know what it is. I'm so excited. Y'all, I'm so nervous. We got Paris. We got Paris in the building. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Well, I'm so blessed to have you here. I was just telling him, y'all, uh, he's been merely a name on my phone and my playlist every day when I drive 2 hours to work. And so this is
Wow.
seriously a blessing for real.
That's crazy.
That you're on my show, you know. Why did I have
Yeah,
a
yeah,
bug in
yeah.
the room?
That's crazy.
Um, so yeah, so okay. Let's dig in now. So I
Yeah.
always ask all my guests the same question. If someone didn't know who you were or what you have done, who would you say Paris Chariz is?
Mm. I would say he's an artist, a boundary pusher. Um, he was true to himself.
Okay,
He was a believer.
let's go.
Uh, uh, person that was probably to his own fault, cool, calm, and collected.
I
Yeah,
feel that.
I think
So now
that was it.
you got to tell me about the boundary pusher. Well, let's go there.
Well, I mean
What that
artistically. I
mean?
mean artistically. Yeah, yeah. I
Okay.
mean artistically. Like I think just naturally, I'm just a natural rebel. Like uh, my innate nature is to rebel. Like if I see
Right.
100 people walking this way, I'm like, man, y'all lame. I'm walking that way. Um,
Right.
so with being a faith-based artist, a Christian hip hop artist, a clean artist, however you want to call it. I think I feel like I was a part of introducing a new way to share your story through music. So yeah, I would say a boundary pusher in that way, a rebel, if you would.
Right. Right. No, I feel
Yeah.
you. I feel you. Well, I'd have been a boundary pusher in both ways, in the real way, for real, in
Yeah,
both
no, for
ways. So I
sure.
ain't
Yeah, yeah,
judging
yeah.
at all.
On the negative side too. On the negative side too. It
Yeah,
works
like
both
I ain't
ways. It
judging
works both ways. It works both
that
ways.
part. I said I need to be prayed for. Okay.
Yeah.
So okay, so let's talk about what it looks like for you growing up as a young Paris. Tell me about that life. First of all, tell me how old are you? You okay with answering that? How old are you?
I'm 45.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
Man, I would have never in a million years guessed it. Never in a million years would have guessed that. You look super young. I thought you was what? I'm 41. I'm about to be 42. I thought you was way younger than me. That's nuts. That's God. I don't care what nobody said. I ain't mad. Shoot, I'm not
Yeah, yeah,
mad.
yeah, yeah. Nah,
So
yep.
let's talk about growing up then. How was that? Where did
Yeah.
you grow up in the church? Talk about that.
No, I didn't grow up in the church. I didn't really get into church until like my senior year in high school. Um, I thought you were gonna get the joke. I'm not actually 45. Uh, if you can see
See,
in my bio, you know what I'm
man.
saying, it says World 45. World 45 is my company, so it's like that's just how I answer that question. Because I don't like talking about my age, but I am not for. I am way. I'm not 45. I'm not 45. I thought you was gonna get the joke, but I guess it didn't come
Nope,
around. It didn't come around. It didn't come
nope,
around.
nope, way over my head. Way.
I want to keep going. I've only been out of high school for like so many years. Like I got out of high school in 2011. So
Okay, okay. So you don't like talking about how old you're. Okay, so but you're not 45.
yeah,
See y'all. Look, see, look,
I
we
am
keep playing games.
45, but I'm not 45. If you catch my
I'm
drift.
confused. I don't know. No, I don't get your drift. I don't get it.
Well,
See, and that's what we're gonna
okay,
talk about because I feel like you got your own
yeah,
little language. Like I be
yeah.
confused about your words. I be like, what do you
So
mean by this?
I get 45. So I have a brand, a team, it's called World 45. I speak about it in my music. That's why my album was called 2045.
Okay,
Um,
okay,
it's a world. It's a world that I feel like when you listen to my music, you get immersed in.
okay.
Because I consider myself to be like anyone else. I try not to be like anybody else. I am inspired by those who are great, but I try not to be like anyone else.
Right.
So yeah, like it was more so a metaphor. It was more so a metaphor. But
So you
World 45 is my
symbolic on them.
World 45 is my real business. Outside of being an artist, you know what I'm saying, an entrepreneur, um, owning my masters legally, not just saying that, but legally owning my masters, owning all of my music, and wanting to provide that for others. So yeah, that's why I gave that answer.
So talk about that. So is it a label or is it you're just saying it's a separate
So
business?
it is a technically it's a publishing company.
Okay.
Um, so if I own all the publishing to my music, or anybody who releases under World 45 with a letter of direction, they would own their masters as well. Artistically, it is an artist development company. Like I come in, I will help you write songs, find beats, record, engineer, and get the best out of the artists. And you know what I'm saying? Hopefully they learn something from those sessions and become a better artist. Learn better about themselves, how to present their art, how to care about their art. I think that's the thing with people. You're able to make music so fast, people don't care about it. So I just want to kind of be a pillar in bringing that back, that substance back to the art, and not just being a boom bap rapper, but just caring about the art entirely in general.
Yeah, I think that's dope. We're in a world of we're in like an era of now and instant gratification and everything's quick. And you know what I'm saying? And so that's super dope that you're coming from perspective because yeah, you can make matter of fact, I just seen an app that it says you can I think I was on like Instagram or Facebook or something just today, and I think you can put 3 words in and it'll create an album for you. I said, what?
Yeah,
Like, so you know what
yeah,
I'm saying? So it's just like and then so then it makes you not like trust people and their music. Like, did you really make that? Did you really write that, or did it AI? You know what I'm saying? And so
yeah.
I appreciate that because we're in a different era now.
Mhm.
Okay, so when I asked you, and so this is off camera, we talked on chat, and I asked you what type of artist were because I didn't want to misrepresent you, and you kind of just said faith based or whatever, really don't matter. Tell me more about that. Are you I know you're not on the fence, but do you not want to be put in a box? Does it not matter to you? Tell me more, because most CHH rappers are just like, yeah, I'm CHH, period, right? And you
Yeah.
just kind of like whatever, right? Is that the rebel in you, or talk to me about that?
It's a little bit of both. It's the rebel and it's just business wise, artistically, creatively. I would make the same songs that I would make if you call me a Christian rapper or if you call me a secular artist.
Okay,
Calling me a Christian artist has no bearing on what I'm gonna create.
okay,
Because people tell me that I'm not a Christian artist. People tell me that I am a Christian artist. People tell me they don't know what I am. So it's like, it doesn't matter to me. People think I'm a Christian artist because I talk about my testimony and my faith in God and how He's changed me. People don't think I am because I choose to talk about the testimonial side, testifying about what I used to do and using it to relate to people who I'm trying to reach, and show them it's a different way to be successful, or just being a boss, or you know what I'm saying. You don't have to talk about degrading women, or talk about the drugs you do, or talk about the women you sleep with. You know what I'm saying. You can make hit records and not have to demoralize yourself or others for the gain of money, fame, and notoriety. So I just want to be you know what I'm saying, I just want to trailblaze that lane for the future, because you know what I'm saying, our time gonna be up and music is still gonna go on. So it's like, if I could leave an imprint in the world in that way, I feel like that's what I was called to do. So it's like, I focus on that. I don't focus on the semantics of being a Christian hip hop artist, or I honestly, genuinely do not care.
Well said. Well said. So, are you saved? Is that okay to ask you? Are you
Yeah,
saved? Okay. You know, I don't know.
Absolutely.
I want to
No,
be
yeah,
respectful.
absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. And I
I
do.
believe in
So,
Jesus Christ. I believe Jesus Christ died for my sins. He is my Lord and
right,
Savior.
right. There you go. That part.
Yeah,
Okay. So, and I understand what you're saying about like how some people don't know, because I'll keep it real. So I haven't listened to secular music in, I don't know, over 15 years. I mean, if catch something on the radio, I'll just catch it on the radio or whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? But
right. But you
I
don't
don't listen
actively
to it.
pursue. Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
So, but then I hear yours and I'm, banging to it, getting it. And then I hear,
Yeah.
this, and I'm like, is he Christian? Like, and ain't nothing real bad in there.
Yeah.
Like I said, I got a story, I got a pass. I'm from the gutter, right?
Yeah.
But
Yep.
I just didn't know. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't know. And so I want to talk about that because one of the songs, it's my song, Big Rank, and I know it's
Yeah.
older.
Yeah.
The
It's
lyrics
the older joint.
talk about selling weed. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, I know the words, so I'm rapping it. I'm like, what did he say? Let me turn that back again. So is that your
Yeah.
path?
It's a
That's your
conversation starter.
moment? Yeah,
Yeah.
right, for
No,
sure.
it was a literal bar. It was a literal
Okay.
bar. I wasn't no huge, like I definitely stretch the extent of time that I did choose to
Hustle.
barter
Yes,
narcotics.
for barter.
uh, it was a very small time in my life. But it was a thing that I felt like I had to do. It was a thing
Right,
where, you know what I'm saying, I was saved, but I was away from my church. I was around people that was doing it. I needed money. And it was easy and quick. It wasn't nothing I had to think about. You know what I'm saying? It
right,
was just right in front of me. So I did it.
right,
And I stopped. Like, it was weighing on me that I was doing that and still making Christian hip hop music. You know what I'm saying? I was still
right,
talking about my faith, selling weed.
right,
So I wanted to, at the time when I wrote that record, saying that I have a different stance on marijuana as a whole. So when I said that, I was more so being prideful in the sense of like trying to I sell weed and I pay my tithes, but the pastor is the pastor and he's looked at like that, but he takes the money and go buys a Benz.
Ooh, I was gonna
Now
say them same exact words.
people look at the pastor, and the pastor is this holier than thou person, and now I'm the sinner, but I paid my tithes. I just sold weed to do it. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? So it's like there's no who's wrong. You know what I'm saying? Who's
right,
wrong? So that was more so my sentiment in that. And now I can honestly say that I was being in pride because I was trying to justify what I was doing that time in my life, is why I said that, why I
right,
rap
right,
those lyrics. And I still hold the same position. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right,
my position doesn't change. I still hold that position, but
right,
I hold that position from a person of understanding that just because somebody is on a pulpit and they're preaching the gospel and they're sticking to the laws doesn't mean that when they get off that pulpit that they're living right. And just because somebody who is, you can see their sin on them, you can smell the weed on me, you can see that I sell it, don't mean that they don't have the principles of Christ. I sell weed, but I pay my tithes. This man preached the gospel every day and he steal money from the church. Who's really bad in God's eyes? I would definitely say the pastor is way worse than the man who's, you know what I'm saying? But then again, that's where you get tricky. It's a slippery slope. It's a slippery slope because it's not about who's worse. It's about we're all under the guise of grace.
Well, and I was gonna say that too. Like at the end of the day, no sin's bigger than another one, right? Like us worldly people will, you know what I'm saying? We'll think that, oh yeah, if you go murder somebody versus me lying to oh boy, you know what I'm saying? That's one's bigger than the other.
Same thing to God.
In the Bible, it's the same. Yes, come on, tell it. It's the same exact thing. So really, it is what it is. So yep, I 100% understand that. So okay, so. And so I want to talk a little bit about some more of your lyrics. My other song, and I don't know. I mean, we're gonna talk about your new album too because it's hot. I went through the whole thing. It's dope.
Thank you.
Yes, Liberation, killed it. Killed that one. Killed that one. And I love the little piano in it. The piano in it. Yeah, I love it. But okay, let me.
It touched your soul, didn't it? It touched your soul.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as it started, but I like that, and I think that's what I like about your music anyway. Is, and I don't know all the verbiage, so I could be saying the wrong thing, but I think it's like you have a lot of, is it melodic tunes? Like there's a lot of melodies in your music in the background, kind of.
I'm rapping, but it's melodic rapping.
Yes, and I love
the correct term. So you know for the future, the correct term is croning.
Is that what it is?
Croning. Yeah, so I'm not I'm a vocalist, but I'm not rapping. It's the in between. It's called croning. Just so you know for the future, you know what I'm saying? So you can use that.
That's dope. I know I'm gonna hit somebody off with that. They ain't gonna know what I'm talking about. I'm like, yeah, you know it's croning.
You just croning. That's it. I'm putting you on again.
Right. No, but yeah. So okay. So I got sidetracked. I be doing that sometimes. So. But yes, Liberation, that's one of my favorites, and there's a couple more too. But going back to some of your older ones, because I got them on my playlist heavy. Making the Band is my joint, but I would need to know what that's about because when I first heard it, so you still want to tell me how old you are, and I'm okay. I'm gonna leave you at that.
Yeah.
But I seen the actual Making the Band when it came out. I was young, but I seen it when it came out, and so I kept trying to think back. Like, was he on the show? Because I heard you talking about some granny ass about Diddy or something. So tell me about that song and what. Yeah, talk about that.
Yes. So I'm very personable. Like a lot of my music is my personal. I'm talking about my personal life. So and as a kid, I grew up. You know what I'm saying? I was like in like elementary or middle school when Making the Band came out. You know what I'm saying? But I vividly remember watching that show. And then, not to mention Dave Chappelle skits. I'm a huge Dave Chappelle fan. Dave Chappelle skits about the show just heighten the hilariousness of it. And you know what I'm saying? My real name is Parris. So my nickname as a kid used to be P or P Diddy. Like my family used to call me P Diddy.
Okay.
So when I it was very slow. My granny might not even remember. But my granny, she used to ask me, like, you know what I'm saying, you gonna introduce me to Puff Daddy, you gonna introduce me to P Diddy, you know what I'm saying, and you gonna tell him you're P Diddy, you know what I'm saying? It's like, so it was just kind of like an ode to me and my granny type thing, like, and my family, you know what I'm saying. But I don't condone whatever P Diddy got going on. I don't condone it. Now
you got that song. Has anybody said anything, or have you had anything written about you because of that? Because like my first thing, I thought, I was like, I promise you, I went back and looked. I went back to the, people got, of course, everything that's going on with Diddy.
Yeah.
I looked at the episode because I'm like, was he on the show? Why would he have a song about that? And
right. I just love the show. I just love the show when I was a kid, and like I said, I'm a fan of Dave Chappelle. That's why my friend Saint Dominic, that's why he did the fake P Diddy speech at the end, like it was a P Diddy-esque speech at the end, like going off on this. It's just funny to me. Like I'm a dry comedy type of person. I'm not overtly funny.
Right.
I'm a hidden funny type of dude.
Well, it's actually, and I ain't gonna get too far off into this, but it's actually interesting about the cheesecake thing and him making him walk, and then just kind of seeing how things played out now. There's just control. It's all control. But yeah, it was. Yeah,
Manipulation.
it's manipulation at its finest.
Manipulation.
At its finest. And when I tell you, I seriously just the last couple of days, because like I said, I was like, trying to do research on you. I went back and watched
Mhm.
that specific episode of the cheesecake and how he was trying to explain, oh, I'm gonna make him walk because in the game you got to do all this and it ain't nothing given to you, fam.
You gotta devalue yourself to get
It,
this.
yeah, and
You gotta devalue yourself.
I think in the game it probably is like that. I'm not in the game, but
No, it
you
is.
know what I'm saying. It's
No,
like
it
that.
is. I'm not even deep into the game, and I've got a small little hair of it, and I'm not even that
No.
deep. It's something as simple as, man, like all you got to do is start cussing. If you start cussing,
Yep.
man, you out of here. It's like
Yep.
that's easy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I
Right.
grew up cussing, so it's like
Right.
it ain't nothing for me to say a few cuss words, but it's like no, like when I started rapping, my mother looked me in my eyes like, if you on wax talking crazy, I'm not supporting you. You have
I
four
know
little
that's
sisters. Like,
right.
you don't cuss in this house, so why would you cuss on, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't go to parties like that, so why are you talking about clubbing? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Me and my mom grew up together. My mom had me when she was young. So it's like I seen my mom go through all phases of a young woman, single mother's life. So it's like I got all the respect in the world for my mom. She told me she ain't gonna support me. I take that serious. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
like
Right.
my faith is just the ground level of that. But a lot of the stance I take with my music is my mom. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, she's a good lady. Shout out to mom, because me and her got the same name, y'all. And it ain't
shut up,
Shay, but yeah, we out
shut up.
here. Shout out to Mom
That's
Dukes.
it.
Um, You know what? I honestly think that, and I always have especially since I really started listening to CHH music or faith-based music, is I think y'all are more brilliant because it's easy to rhyme and cuss. It's easy to rhyme and
Yeah.
talk about drugs and sex continuously over and over and over. It's difficult to really talk about something that resonates with the soul, that resonates with Jesus, that's smart, that's witty, that's gonna pull people in and keep people listening constantly,
Yep.
right? And so
Mhm.
I think y'all are 110% brilliant. You know what I mean? More brilliant
Thank you.
than,
Yeah.
the drill music completely saying the same thing over all the little and I'm older. I'm 42. So I'm not, but I mean, I'm back from the Soldier Boy days or the
Yeah,
Project Pat
yeah. It's like I get it.
or
Hmm.
whatever. Yeah.
Hmm. I get
But
it.
yeah. So yeah, I think that y'all definitely have a skill set at a level higher than the rest, and it's
Thank you.
underrated. It's so underrated.
Thank
It's terrible. It's terrible how underrated it is. I wish CHA would just rise to the top. And with me saying that, I want to go into my next question. There's been so much about Kendrick Lamar shouting out
you. Yeah.
Miles Minnick. I don't know how to say his last. I don't know. Is it Miles?
D1.
Oh, okay. Yes. Yeah. And then he shout Lecrae
Lecrae
too.
D1.
Yeah. Okay.
Lecrae
Okay. That's
D1.
what it was. Okay. So I follow the industry, CHA's industry, and so there's been and pastors and stuff, and so there's been some people like, oh, it's whatever. It was just something to do, just so that pretty much he gets more views or gets more publicity or whatever. But he already got it. But
Yeah.
and there's some people who are like, okay, yeah, no, that's dope. There's a change happening in the industry. What are your thoughts on it? What do you think? Because I know you mentioned something about one of your songs. You talked something about I think right in one of your songs. I think I heard something. You said something about it. So tell me about that.
Yeah. I just think my take on a lot of like I'm a rebel, so it's like my take on it is I don't get near it. Like, um, I think I think some people are opportunistic,
Right.
and so sometimes that's cool, and sometimes it's not. But with the faith, I don't think it's cool.
Yeah.
Um, uh, yeah, so it's like I think my statements in the song were true. Like I did want to send Lecrae songs for his album, but when I sat and thought about it, it's like, man, like if Kendrick didn't do that, I'm only doing this because of the Kendrick stuff. Like
Right.
and not that I've had mad opportunities to write for Lecrae before since like 2018. So it's like it's not a thing about me writing for Lecrae. It's just like, why am I doing it now? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I haven't done it in a while. Why am I doing it now? And for me, I I'm honest about those emotions and feelings. You know what I'm saying? I don't think other people are,
Right.
uh, and it creates some good opportunities, some clout chasing opportunities. But I do think in the secular music industry, it's a shift happening. Is it
Yeah.
a shift to Christianity and morality? Not so much, but it is a shift in substance. There's going to be a
Right.
shift in consumerism. You know what I'm
Yeah, that's
saying?
true.
Like, but do I think the music industry is about to shift to more morals and values? Like, absolutely not. They ain't never
Right.
been on that. Not
Right.
since
Right.
the 80s. Not since the
That's
80s.
that's true.
You
But
know
I
what I'm saying?
also think I also think it's like you said, it's not. I don't think it's necessarily a shift. I think that they ain't really ready. But I also think the way of the world is making people think. You know what I'm saying? Like it's getting crazy. You know, from divorce
Substance.
to the
Yep.
yeah. So it is
Substance
getting
is gonna come
crazy.
back. Yeah.
Yep. And so I think
I
people
do believe
are
substance is gonna come back.
yeah, I think people are thinking, even if they don't want to change or whatever, everybody can see that the way of the world is really changing. And like, is there a Jesus? When they probably before was ain't not, I ain't even on it. Now you see
Yeah.
that things are happening the way they said that they're gonna happen. And you
Right.
gotta recognize, you gotta kind of recognize that, you know what I'm saying? And so I think that that's making people second guess, but it's also gonna
Mm-hmm.
make people create hypocrisy. People are gonna be hypocritical. They're gonna say one thing and do the next.
Do the
I've heard
next.
a lot of secular, not a lot, but some secular artists do songs with CHH artists and then go back, and that kind of confuses me a little bit. Not to say that they don't love God or anything like that, but I wonder if it's a just a clout chase or what is why. I guess
Yeah.
sometimes
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think it's
Yeah,
always I think even with that, like I think it's a fine line. I don't think it's wrong, but I do think in certain scenarios it's not right.
right. That makes
If that
sense.
makes sense. Like, I don't
Yep.
think it's wrong, but in certain scenarios, like it ain't right.
Right.
Uh, it just it depends. I feel like the Hovey Sierra thing. I think that makes sense. Like, yes,
Yeah.
Sierra is still a secular artist, but she has changed her brand completely. She's married. She's only had kids under the guise. She only had kids under the guise of marriage, right?
I don't
Or no,
know.
she has. I don't think so. I don't know. But she with her husband, she has multiple kids with her husband in a marriage.
Okay.
She does not like a lot of her music is not about clubbing and sex. She's
About the
changed.
goodies
It's
no
more.
more. She ain't talking about the
It's, you
goodies.
know what I'm saying? It's more. Not saying it's Christian, but it's more positive morals.
Oh yeah.
So and she, with Russell Wilson, like he's
A
on
stand
record
up dude.
always talking about Jesus Christ. He's a stand up guy.
Mm.
No, it says that he believes in God. So her doing a song with Hovey like makes a little sense.
Right,
If I
right.
did a song with Boss Man D-Lo, I don't know if you know who Boss Man D-Lo
No,
is.
I don't know who
If
that
I
is.
did
I ain't
this, if
gonna.
I did a, if I did a song with Future, I know
Oh
you
yeah,
know
I
who
know who
Future
Future
is.
is. Yes.
If I did a song with Future, it'd be like,
What's
why are you doing
happening?
a song with Future? Like, yeah, like
Right,
Future only talks about what he talks about. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
so I think it's a fine line though. It's a fine line.
I 100% agree, and I think it's people's perspectives, and you know what I mean. It's so much, and at the end of the day, I think everybody's kind of searching for approval, right? Like and we're in the world of, I'm writing a book about the 100 names of God, but and it talks about all of God's names, but it's also pretty much about how we're idolizing ourselves. We're in a selfie, followers, likes, approval, right?
Mhm.
At the end of the day, the only approval we really need is Jesus Christ. And if you run with
Right.
that, you're gonna be good. Like you ain't, nothing else really matters. So I try not to overthink
Yeah.
too much because it's like at the end of the day, I'm gonna pray at night and I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah.
So yeah. So okay. So Now we got to talk about your little lingo here because there's words. Now we already even talked about on chat about the ice water. And one of your songs, you got a song that's called Ice Water and it's dope. I'm like, how you make a song about ice water and it rocks? So dope.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
talk to me about some of the other words. These are, and this could just be a me thing that I don't know what you always say Rachel. Who's Rachel?
I don't always say Rachel.
I hear
It's just
that
that
in
one
your
song.
song. Is it just one song? No, it's another
It's just
song.
one song.
Is it just one?
It's a brand
You
new
said,
song. It's the last song I put out. It's a brand
I
new song.
swear. Who's Rachel?
Uh-uh.
Uh,
Rachel Nichols.
I don't know who that is. Who is that?
Rachel Nichols. She's a sports broadcaster.
Oh, so what's that?
She's an
What's
NBA
that? What's that?
sports.
I
So
swear,
I
Paris,
just
it's
said,
in other songs. I hadn't heard Rachel. It's not.
when? What songs? Tell me. You said you did
Watch,
the
I'm gonna
homework. But
find
you tell
it. I
me. I don't
know,
know.
and I should have wrote it down. Yeah,
I
you'd
don't
be
got
like
no other
Rachel, and I
song.
hadn't heard it. What song is it that you say it?
Rachel Nichols. The song is called Rachel
Oh, that's the
Nichols.
song. Oh no, then no,
The
because I
song.
ain't never heard that song. Because you said it in another song. I promise you. Watch, I'll find it, and I'm gonna send it to you on Instagram. Watch.
I,
I swear.
did I? You seen it on Instagram recently?
No, no. I've heard it. So, you have a song called Rachel Nichols. I've never heard that song, but I have heard you say Rachel in other songs. So that's why I'm bringing it up because I heard it. I'm like,
No,
who does he
no,
recognize
you
as
heard the song
Rachel?
Rachel Nichols.
I
You
swear.
heard the
Okay,
song Rachel
watch.
Nichols.
That's why we should have played my little dumb game because I don't think you remember your songs, Paris.
Yeah, you gotta put me on. You gotta put me on. I got too many songs. You gotta put me on.
I swear to God, yeah, because I didn't even know you had a song called Rachel Nichols. I did not know. That's one song. What album is that on?
That's the only way. No, it's a song that I got with my little cousins.
See, yep,
It's the
no,
last song I put up. When you go to my page right now, it's probably my last 3 posts.
and I seen that because that's what made me think like, who is this,
That's the
bro?
only
I'm gonna
place you
tell
seen
you,
it.
no,
I'm
in
telling
one of
you.
your other songs you say Rachel. I swear to God. Okay, it's okay. I'll watch. I'm gonna
Yeah, you're gonna
challenge
have
you.
to just
Watch. I'm
show.
gonna
You
show
got to
you.
show me. You got to show me.
Yes. Okay. So, okay, you always talk about what's the wave? What's the wave in surfboard? Now I know surfboarding and waving, but what does that mean to
Okay.
you?
Yeah. So, I am what you know. What I'm saying, I'm not into zodiac signs, but you know what I'm saying.
Right.
As far
Me
as
neither.
the what's the name? I'm a water sign. Um,
Okay.
uh, so I just a cool, calm, collected person. I used to listen as a kid. I used to listen to this artist named Max B. He used to call
Hmm.
himself the Wave. So it was kind of just. And then when I met my homeboy Jerry Manor, he's into like anime, like water bending, stuff like that. So it's more so of a persona. It's not like a thing. It's like a bunch of nicknames. Like I grew up with a lot of nicknames, so I just leaned into it as an artist. Like all
Okay.
of my family, each one of my family, I grew up with a lot of women. Each one of my cousins, aunts, my mom, her friends, they all had different names, different nicknames for me. So it's like I just leaned into it more as an artist, like Waves Earl Jones, Wave Chappelle,
Oh,
uh,
okay.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Surfboard P, stuff like that. Yeah.
So
Uh,
what about Jigga? Is that like you're not trying to say
so
nigga? Is that what that is?
yeah. Which is why I just now I just say it. I
You
don't think
do,
about
because
it
I was
anymore.
gonna say that. That's what I was gonna say. I'm like,
Yeah, I
now I
just
hear
yeah.
you saying it.
I went through I went through a phase because when I first came out in 2016, 2017, I used to say it. And then like just you know what I'm saying? Like I guess I got into like I wasn't ready for the backlash.
Oh
Like
yeah.
in 2017, 2018, I was getting a lot of backlash. Like, man, you a Christian, you say the N-word, you say the N-word. And I was letting my like not all the time, but sometimes I would let my pastor and my mentor, like they hear my music and they would hear it and they'd be like, man, it's like you're not talking about craziness. You just say nigga, like, dude, you a grown man. Go ahead, do you.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? They would say, like, man, just know people are gonna have an issue, but if you want to like
Exactly.
you're not gonna get stricken down for saying the N-word.
Right.
So I took, you know what I'm saying, I took it and ran with it. And then I went through a phase because of the scrutiny of like, man, how can I be cool? Because I don't mind confrontation, but I'm non-confrontational. If
Right.
there's a thing that you don't like me doing, like I'll just fix what it is I'm doing so we can be straight. And I think I went
Right.
through a period of that in my artistry where I was trying to be cool and get that off, but it just, you know what I'm saying? People was like, man, it's cringy. And
Right.
sometimes I would feel like that too. Like, it's cringy. Like, if you're gonna say it, just say it. Like, so
Just
what?
say it, right? Because you obviously
And
mean
I
it,
don't,
or you obviously want to say it.
yeah, and I'm not, I don't feel like I overuse it. I don't, it's not in
Right.
all of my music, it's not in every single song. It's
Right.
here and there and it's sprinkled into my music. Like,
Right.
I don't think that's and a lot of the times when I use it, I'm using it for a reason. You know, I'm not just
Right.
saying it just to say it.
Right.
So yeah,
Okay.
that's I haven't said Jigga in a few years though.
No, yeah, I know. I think it's from some of your older albums,
Yeah,
but I noticed like in the newer ones, I heard you say nigga a couple times. I'm like, okay, he switched it up a little bit, and I went and looked
yeah,
back
it's
at the
over.
dates. I'm like, oh, well, he's also evolved. You know what I mean? It's years. You know what I'm saying? Because I
Yeah.
think it was like a 2018,
And I'm just
2000.
older now, so it's like,
Right.
man, if you have an issue with that, like, man, I'm sorry for you. Like,
Right.
I'm sorry.
It is
I
what it
can't do
is.
anything. I ain't cussing. I ain't calling girls out their names. Like, it's just the N word to me. My
Right.
grandmother, who was a saint, calls me that. So
Look,
she a
look.
saint.
Okay. Now let me talk to you about you talk about your exes all the time, P. Now, and I think I just did a reel. I hope you've seen it. I just did a reel, and it's your last. I don't know if it's your last interview, but one of your interviews that you did, and you talked about your girl. So I don't know if you got a girl. It
Yeah,
sounds like you got a girl now, but
yeah,
yeah, you was always talking about your exes. Was that a thing? Was that a thing that you was
yeah,
struggling with?
yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. That was like my whole beginning, the genesis of my career. It was all because of heartbreak.
Right. I'm like, fam, he's hurting. No.
Yeah, I was hurting. And I think in the time when I was making that music, I feel like in that time, just being young, youthful, like growing up with a dad, like my pops, he's been married now for some time, but like my pops, I didn't grow up seeing my dad married. I seen my
Mhm.
dad like a bachelor in a sense. Like I've seen
Oh,
my dad
okay,
have
yeah.
different women around. Like my dad believes in God, but my dad lived how he wanted to live. I've seen my dad have different women around. I've seen my dad be locked into a relationship for some time. So it's like I know I had morals and values, but when it came to relationships or just being in a relationship, I didn't have any experience, real experience, adult experience, or anything that I could look to um,
As a
for any
model.
advice. Yeah, yeah. Like my uncle wasn't really around. Like my uncle was around later in my life, but he was already married. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and my uncle's different than me. He a military dude. I'm an artist. My uncle's a military, like
Right.
straight nose. You know what I'm saying? I wear a suit every day type dude. You know what I'm saying? I'm a
Right.
rebel artist. I didn't like getting haircuts. You know what I'm saying? So it's like me and my uncle. It wasn't until I got older until me and my uncle got like this. We used to butt heads a lot. So a lot of my relationships was my fault, but I victimized myself. You know what I'm saying? Use my art to my advantage to get
Oh
off
yeah.
my vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
not saying that they didn't do anything wrong or they weren't wrong, but it was 50-50, 60-40.
How did they feel about you putting all that in the music though? Like did the people who knew you knew? I mean, obviously people knew who you were talking
Yeah,
about, but
like
how
people
did
say,
they feel?
sometimes you'll get some girls liked it. Some
Uh,
girls I might have gotten a call like because I never said names.
no, you didn't. Nope, I know.
I never said names. So some people just knew by the song or the lyrics like what I was talking about. But some people they liked it. Like they're like, man, like
Right.
that's dope the way you put it in that situation. Like, because I
Right.
don't think I don't think I ever specifically like talked down about my exes. It was more so about me either like being over my exes or moving past heartbreak, or like I never like, man, these women
Yeah.
are my downfall, and I hate these girls
Mm-mm.
because of, you know what I'm saying? It's like, nah, like it was more about my triumph of getting over the heartbreak. So yeah, a lot of them,
Well, and
majority
I
of them liked it.
well, and I'm talking about too, like at the end of American Pie, you kept talking about like you always go back to them. So that
Yeah,
you know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like
that was
I would,
yeah,
I'm victimizing myself, but I'm putting myself in the situation. You know what I'm saying?
right,
Like
right. Yeah, like you
just not
sounded like you
being,
just
just
couldn't
being
shake
young.
them.
Yeah, yeah, just being young, just being not having discipline. Like I didn't like I was like I grew up with rules and chores, but like if I did my chores and I did had good grades, like my parents let me do whatever I wanted to do. Like
Right,
if I didn't miss curfew, like with my dad, I didn't even really have a curfew. It's like, man, you getting good
right,
grades, you on a basketball team, like go be a teenager. So it's like I was
right,
free to do, you know what I'm saying? I got into situations just because I'm just being a kid and I'm free to do. You know what I'm saying? So I had to get disciplined. You know what I'm saying? Like I had to learn how to like say no to my flesh. I
right,
didn't grow up
right,
having to say no to my flesh. Whatever I wanted to do, I could go do it. You know what I'm saying?
right. And that's hard. And I hate to say hard. I'd be trying not to,
It's
you
dangerous.
know, it, bro, that part. Yeah, it is.
And
It is. But
it's a
it
fine
really does
line.
take that and it takes that discipline, and constant reminders that, well, especially when you're from, like, we're all from the world, but when you lived
When you
worldly,
from that,
like, yeah, like
I know I know what
I've
you're
been
talking about.
right. I'm from the world, and my Christian
Yeah,
walk is new, like new is in like 10 months new, right? So I'm a baby
okay,
Christian, that's what
okay.
they call it. I'm a baby Christian. But I mean, I know, and don't get me wrong, I grew up in the church, and I,
Yeah,
got
yeah, yeah. You're
baptized,
just talking about my everyday
but
life, my day
for
to
real,
day.
yeah, like
Yeah,
really for real, going all the way 100 with it is about 10 months, and
got it.
it's difficult. It's different. So I really gotta stop and ask God, like, what would you do in this situation? Because I know what I would do, you know what I'm saying? But I'm trying to be different. So it's a
Yeah,
different journey, but it's beautiful
yeah.
at the end of it all.
That's dope. That's dope. That's dope. That's
Yeah.
dope.
Okay.
Keep
I know
going.
we're getting
Keep
close to
going.
time. Man, I'm trying. But and at the end of the day, it's challenging, but when I win, I win. I win. I'm not talking about like money wise or even blessings, but when I do right and I know I'm doing right, it feels good. Like my spirit feels good. So that's a win for me, right? Like, so I could
Yeah.
be broke, I could be not win, you know what I mean? I could whatever, but when I know that I'm 100% doing what God wants me to do, my spirit is happy, and that's a
My
win.
spirit
So,
is happy. Yeah, yeah.
mhm.
So, and, man, I know you want to ask more questions, but you know what I'm saying? That's I feel like it's dope being I don't want to say baby Christian.
Okay, good.
Just I feel like that's, you know what I'm saying? But just being where you are in your faith, like I would say, man, like that's just that's just powerful. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I go through this, I've gone through the same thing. Um, dang, I forgot what I was about to say. I forgot what I
It's
was about to say. I ain't gonna
okay.
lie.
It's all right.
But
Well, I also think that when you're and so, like, I'm not obviously an artist or anything like that, and even like my show and everything is new. But as you get kind of out in the limelight and out in everybody with social media, you're out, right? It becomes more difficult. Like, I know sometimes I gotta pray about scrolling, that I will not respond to this like, you know what I'm saying, something as small as that, like, because
yeah, yeah, yeah.
so it's just super. Um, it's kind of it's hard. It's hard some days, and so I'd be proud of myself just for the little wins every day when I turn the other cheek, where I'm like the old
Yeah,
Shay was snapped, but
snap
but
for
right, but
real.
the new one turn. You know what I'm saying? And so
Yeah, yeah.
it keeps me encouraged to
And
keep going, to keep going.
yeah, no, and I feel like, man, like that's fire because like you saying that you only been trying to really do this for 10 months, like You are the legit. You are the literal person I make music for. Like if I had to put a face, name, and story to it, like I don't know your entire story, but like you said, like I'm 10 months really living for God. I'll grow with God, but I lived the life that I wanted to live. You know what I'm saying? You are the literal reason why I talk about this stuff, because you've went through real life. You know what it feels like to want to do something, and now you're telling yourself, I ain't gonna do that no more. As bad as I want to, you know what I'm saying? Whether it be anything in the world, you know what I'm saying? Which is why I'm so candid and what I speak about, because like people be, and excuse me if this is, you know what I'm saying, TMI, but it's like people be afraid because believers to not talk about the opposite sex. You know what I'm saying? It's like, no, it's like, bruh, it's like it's a 34-year-old man out there that's trying to change his life, that love Future, that love boss man D-Lo. grew up going to the club, going to every party and trying to change his life. And he need music that's not telling him he's going to hell because he keep thinking about this.
Yeah.
He needs somebody to relate to him. Like, man, yeah, like I used to do that too, but I started doing this. And when I actually got through past my flesh and the things that I desire, and I got God's desires for me, it was easier to say no. It's easier to put this down. It's easier to turn the other cheek. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I feel like that's fire that you saying that. Because you are who I make music for. Like,
awesome.
And regardless, you know what I'm saying, like of our stories being different, you know what I'm saying? I feel like we can relate to each other, you know what I'm saying? Because like I probably ain't been through what you've been through, but I've been through something. And I think as humans, we all go through the same things emotionally because we all have the same. Like, yeah, I didn't go through what made you angry, but I've been angry.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
So I ain't mean to go on that tangent, but I just thought that was fire. I thought that was fire.
No, I appreciate that. And that's another reason why I keep going the way I'm going. You know what I'm saying? Just because what you just said, you know, and if it helps somebody else who hears it, that, you know, and because people not like I just wrote a trilogy, and I mean I used to sell my body, sell drugs, do drugs. I got five baby daddies, right? So I'm from the gutter, right? Like for real. And so from all of that to now, you know, I'm single and celibate for 10 months, right? Like, and that could be TMI, and I apologize if it is, but that's really the real what it is that's
I'm like 17 months.
Hey,
I'm
let's
like
go.
17 months.
Let's go. Let's go.
God. That's what I'm saying. Like it's a walk. It's a daily walk. Like I've been saved since I was 19, 20, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like we being candid, like I was, you know what I'm saying, sexually touched when I was 8 by a babysitter, you know what I'm saying, for a whole year. So it's like I've been exposed to sex since I jit. You know what I'm saying? So like, and then I grew up, my mom is a single mom who I grew up watching myself. Like 3rd grade, my mom got to go to work. I'm at home by myself. You know what I'm saying? Like,
been there, done
my
that.
dad lived how he wanted to, you know what I'm saying? My mom sold drugs. Like I've caught my mom selling drugs, and like, you know, it's a lifestyle that people have gone through. Is like, man, they don't need to be preached that. They need to be related to and understood that they're not alone. Understood that you are understood and you're not alone. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's fine, man. Kudos to you. Keep going.
Thank you. You as well. I'm shocked that you say that, but yes, that's so dope. I'm very shocked that you say that, but yes, that is very, very dope. And I don't feel so alone no more, because I'm like, ain't nobody in the world doing this.
It's
I'm like, ain't nobody in the world celibate, like especially with everything on TV and all the, you know what I'm saying, the temptations and everything. And so I'm like, ain't nobody doing this for me. But that's dope. There's still people who
that's what I'm trying to get. I gotta settle down.
Right.
I gotta settle down. It's getting scary out here.
It's getting scary out here in these streets, right?
Getting scary.
Okay, I don't want to keep you for too much longer. So let me ask you a couple more questions and we can close it up, unfortunately, because you're my guy now.
Man, we locked in. We locked in.
what is the best
Locked
piece
in.
of advice that you've received, that you've ever received?
Mm.
That's a good one, huh?
I did. I seen. Yeah, I seen that question earlier, and I couldn't think of anything. I'm gonna say two. I'm gonna say two. When I was like 17, I was at Church's Chicken with my mama.
Uh-huh.
We was about to get like a little family meal, and this old lady, she came out of the bathroom. She looked at me and she was just like, "Don't limit yourself."
Mhm.
I'm like, I was like, "What?" You know what I'm saying? She was like, "Yeah, it's a lot of things you can do, but just you can do anything. Don't limit yourself." And the
Right.
second
That's
thing
right.
is, I didn't know that always stuck with me, but at the time, I was like 15, 16. I didn't know what that meant. I wasn't
Right.
rapping. I knew I was focused on basketball, but I wasn't nowhere near an artist at all. You know what I'm saying? Uh, and another thing is my pastor told me to make sure that I'm supposed to make music. Uh,
Well, that's good.
I think I think that was the thing. Like he said, like, man, it could be a hobby. Like you can make music. Like it's like painting. If you want to paint one day, nobody's stopping you from painting today. But if
That's
you want
good.
to pursue it as a career and as your ministry, make sure that's what God wants you to do, not something you want to do. So I
Exactly.
think those two were the, like, not limiting myself and knowing and understanding, like you said, like I'm at peace because I know I'm in my calling. That's what I was gonna
Right.
say earlier to you. It's like
Okay.
things. That's what I was gonna say earlier to you because you was like, man, as long as I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, my spirit feels right. I'm
Yep.
happy. And I think in this space, Christian hip hop space, I would encourage you to keep that because I'm just now learning that. Like I didn't used to think I was like that, but when I was younger, like I just wanted to be famous. I wanted to be
Right.
rich and I wanted to be famous with my skill because I felt like God gave me a skill that he gave no one else. So I wanted to be rich for it. And now
Right.
I'm at a point in my life where, like you said, I'm content with if I can just take care of my family and be there for the people I need to be there for and be a servant, I'm content with that. I don't gotta be
Yep.
rich. I don't gotta be famous. As long as I feel like I'm in my calling, which I know I am, and I'm serving others, and I'm, you know what I'm saying? I can live comfortable and help my family like I need to and myself. And if I have kids one day, like I'm good. Like, I don't need to be rich and famous. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like the fact that you only 10 months into it and you already have the content, the posture of content, like, man, as long as I'm doing what God told me to do, I'm happy. It's like a lot of people don't come in with that. A lot of people come in
Right.
like, I want to be Lecrae.
Yep.
It's like you could come in with the aspect like, man, I want to be like the track stars. I want to be. It's like, what if that ain't for you? Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So
Well,
I
and then
encourage you to
even
keep.
from
That's dope.
though, thank you, and then even with me, even on from a spiritual level, and I'm gonna keep it real too, and I'll keep it
Yeah,
brief. I came in wanting all the spiritual gifts, right? Like I already know I'm like low key prophetic a little bit, but I wanted
yeah.
to heal and I wanted to do, you know what I'm saying? And so I'm coming in, and so that's almost the same thing. It's almost not even
It's the
different
same
than
thing.
wanting to,
The same
yeah.
thing.
So
Same
that's
thing.
so the devil was
People don't look
still
at it like
working
that
on
because it's
me.
good. You know what I'm saying? People don't look at it because
Yeah,
it's kind of good. Like, man, you're gonna prophesy to people, you're gonna heal people, like that's good.
yeah,
But it's like, yeah, you doing that. You want that out of your own ambition, so people can be like, man,
exactly.
like Shay, you need to get Shay. She a healer. It's like,
Yep.
no,
Yep.
I'm not a healer. This God that lives in me heals through me.
Come on. Come on.
So
And so just recently, and I'm gonna keep it 100, just
yeah,
recently I'm talking about within the last maybe 3 months, did I, pray, dream, hear, listen, and be content with just God, if you didn't give me no prophecies, if you didn't let me heal, if I couldn't speak in tongues, if I couldn't, just to love you is enough. And that's
yeah,
when I'm like, okay,
yeah.
there it is. You know what I'm
There it
saying?
is.
Like, there it
Yeah,
is. There
yeah.
it
That's
is. You
right.
know what I'm saying?
That's dope.
Yeah,
That's dope.
yeah. So I ain't never tell nobody that either. So,
Hey, I
so
told you we
yeah.
locked in. We locked in. I
Right,
told you. I
right,
told you.
right. Okay, so let's close it up so I won't keep you here for 2 hours. Tell me what's next for you, Paris. What's going on?
Yeah, man. New song dropping next month.
Okay.
Visuals to it. man, just trying to, like we were saying earlier, just trying to stay in purpose. Not
Yeah.
trying to. It's easy to see people going viral. People at
Yeah.
one point that was under me that looked up to me. Now they off going viral, winning doves. And I
Yeah.
could easily have the spirit of jealousy. But I'm just happy, like you said, I'm just happy to be in purpose. I'm reaching the people I'm supposed to reach. I'm able to take care of myself um, to the best of my ability with my art. So the next is just to keep going, to keep
Right.
growing. Like I said, I got a new single. I'm about to start promoing in you know what I'm saying, in like a few weeks. So that's a little
Okay.
exclusive, but um, new singles on the way, more music, more visuals. Just trying to take everything up another level. Being sick last year helped. I think it held me back for the better. But being
Yeah.
sick last year slowed a lot of things down, slowed my money down, my progress down. So just trying to pick that back up. And you know what I'm saying, not fumble it this time.
I hear you. And well, God got a way of humbling you. Not saying that He made that happen, but you know what I'm saying. Like everything happens for a
He
reason.
did.
Sometimes,
He definitely humbled me. I ain't gonna lie, it
right,
was humbling. I ain't gonna
right,
hold
for
you.
real. Look,
It was humbling for sure. But like I said, I think it was for the best though. I think I went through something that at the time I didn't see myself coming out of, but the fact that I made it out of it lets me know that one, it reassured me that God is real.
come on
I
now.
was not supposed to live through what I went through. I should
Oh, was
have
that
passed away.
bad?
Yes, I should have passed away.
Oh no.
The fact that I did it,
Well,
um,
it's by God's
I had
grace.
meningitis. Yeah. I
I
had
don't know what that
meningitis.
is. What is that? Tell me what that.
Meningitis is a bodily virus that essentially stops the blood flow from your brain to your spine. So it could cause the loss of limbs. If a child gets it, they could not only lose a limb, but a child could pass away. I had it so severely, and I was trying to self-medicate that I was making it worse. Me trying to like
Okay.
me trying to be macho man and not go to the doctor and like, man, I can get through this. Just popping pills every day, pain pills to work and record, and still have fun
Right.
with my friends for a month and a half. I ended up tearing the whole bottom of my stomach open. I couldn't eat for 2 or 3 months. Couldn't even drink water. If I drank
Oh my
cold water,
God.
I'd throw it up. You know what I'm saying? Because I ripped my stomach open so bad. So I
Wow.
actually, not only was I sick, but because I didn't take not the spiritual, you know what I'm saying? I was praying, but I didn't take the practical. Go to the
There
doctor,
you go.
get checked out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't do that, you know what I'm saying? I could have killed myself. You know what I'm saying? Trying to
Right.
self-medicate. But you know what I'm saying? I'm still here though, so we good. We good.
You made it through. That's a testimony. And like I said, sometimes God got a way of humbling you, bringing you back down. You know what I'm saying? In the strangest ways and sometimes the most unfortunate ways. But if we look at it like that, I think
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It'll humble you and I think it makes you wise also.
right.
Awesome. Well, y'all, this is my guy now. Y'all, it's been another one. We gotta go. This is Paris. Paris Chariz. Am I saying it right? I'm saying it right because I double
Yeah,
check,
no.
right? It's
Thank you.
Chariz. Yeah.
You said it right the first time. Praise God.
Good. I
You
know.
super locked in now. Oh my God.
Right,
Thank you.
right. Like she got my name right. That's dope.
Yeah, that's fire.
Well, would you come back sometime? Can I ask you back sometime?
Anytime,
Good.
just let me know. Just let me know.
All
Just let me
right,
know.
that's what's up. That's what's
Yeah,
up. All right, y'all. It's been another, and y'all know what it is. Till next time, we going up. Disciple, period. You know that all day long. It's been Paris. Thank you so much. I hope you come back and see me. And y'all,
yes,
we'll check
thanks
y'all
for
out next
having me.
time.
And now for our sponsors. Chastity Child Incorporated safeguards children across the nation. Embark with Foster Love on a mission to transform the lives of over 400,000 children in foster care, alongside those who have encountered similar challenges. Contributions to this nonprofit significantly impact the well-being of at-risk youth. Chastity Child supports approximately 7,000 young individuals leaving foster care systems and assists with housing and educating youth to prevent homelessness, unemployment, early parenthood, and substance use disorders. Chastity Child has perpetual authority in Mississippi, Georgia, Connecticut, New York, Florida, and Illinois. If you would like to learn more and support this nonprofit, please go to theconstantnorthernstar.com.